Ready yet?
All right, here is take 2 of Scott Bakes a Cake. So this time I have pre-measured all of my ingredients, and I've made sure that I have the beater in the correct order on the machine, so that the tapered beater is to the outside of the bowl. In my sifter I have 2.5 cups of sifted cake flour, and we're going to add a teaspoon of salt and 3 teaspoons of double acting baking powder and 2.5 teaspoons of pie spice, pumpkin pie spice. I think that completes my dry ingredients other than sugar. I have 1.5 cups of granulated sugar. So let's sift all that in. Pour the rest of our sugar in. Alright, so we've sifted all of our dry ingredients. And then we have a 1/2 cup of shortening. There. Very nice. Alright, our instructions say, oh, let's preheat oven. I forgot that part. Bake 375. Alright. So we put all that into our Mixmaster bowl, and then we add our shortening and pour in 3/4 of a cup of milk. Now I'm using 1/2 because that's what I have. 3/4 of a cup. And beat for a 1/2 minute on number 1 speed. So timer, 30 seconds. Start. What's that doing? Speed, scraping bowl as necessary. go. Oh, that's 2 hours. That won't do. We're going to add a quart cup of milk and 2 eggs and beat for a little while longer. So, there's that. Eggs. Alright, one mistake I made last time was not thoroughly scraping the bowl down here at the bottom. Make sure we don't have any lumps. Well, I'm glad I'm doing that because I'm pulling up the lumps. I can remember my mother doing this as a child, and when I was a child, and she would seem to just have a deft action with this. Just she's done it thousands of times, which she had because she was a caterer. So it all seems kind of awkward and unnatural to me. So we need about another half minute. I'm thinking that's good. So next step is turn out the batter evenly into the pans and bake 25 to 30 minutes until done. So, see if we can get these beaters scraped. Oven is hot. See if I can coax a little more out of this bowl. But we'll give it a go. Set our timer for 25 minutes. And we'll be back.
Okay. Hey guys, it's me. I'm popping in here at the end. Scott's pulled them out.
The baking is complete. They rose much more nicely this time.
The only thing is, he forgot to add his vanilla. So,
But
they're a spice cake.
they're a spice cake. They got plenty of sugar and plenty of spice in them, so
So
they'll
there
be
you
fine.
go. So he's going to wait for them to cool.
That's right.
And then he's going to put an orange frosting on it, right?
Yeah, that's right.
All right. We'll see you later. Scott has grated some orange peel there for his frosting. And then if we swing around here, the lovely assistant has created a bin of fresh soapy water. And Mr. Scott is
Juicing an orange.
juicing an orange on an old-timey, looks like a Tupperware juicer thing. And he's got a little sieve there. He can strain the pulp out if he wants to. I'll take that. I'll eat the goodies off from
I
it.
know, it'd be delish. I think it said I need a quarter cup. I think I can easily get a quarter cup out of this.
I guess you'll find out shortly.
This thing's huge. I had the most fun playing with this old mixer. Let's see, what am I?
Let none go to waste.
That's
Even
right. I don't know if I'm in frame.
Yes, you are. You're over a quarter cup. You have about almost a half cup.
Really?
Uh-huh.
That pulp looks good.
All right, we'll stop you guys here and we'll clean up a little bit and start back up at the next step. Okay, so we've got, you said a third of a cup of butter in here softening, and then he's got his quarter cup of orange juice, and it calls for vanilla, and we're not going to forget the vanilla in the frosting since we forgot it in the cake. So I'm sure it's still going to taste good. So. All right, he's sifting his powdered sugar. And then he'll cream his butter until it's nice and creamed, and then he'll
Measure out 3 cups of sugar and add the rest of the ingredients.
all right. The butter's probably still a little bit hard.
It is.
Get it all creamed to a creamy consistency. So we'll be back when we start adding the sugar. Our butter was still a little bit cold, so it's taken a little bit of work to... Okay, he's starting to measure out his sugar. And he probably should have left his sifter available just in case, but it's all right.
In case.
We'll see how he does here.
Three cups of this. This has already been sifted. This is confectioner's sugar.
So there's one.
I think maybe we should add a little liquid.
Alright, so he's going to put a little bit of the juice in. You probably should add your orange bits too.
Yeah, my orange zest. It calls for a teaspoon of orange zest. I'm kind of guesstimating on that. Get in there.
Okay.
All right.
Lovely assistant Sharon will take that away.
Three cups. And it's also calling for a dash of salt.
Okay.
And 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla.
That's the teaspoon measure there.
I would say that's a dash. Good, I like to know. Have I missed anything? I don't think. So it's a scrape bowl and then run it on number 7 until it's fluffy. about 2 minutes. Let's do a little straight on the bowl. God, it's a little bowl. You can't get in here good.
Might have to lift it up.
That music sounds like Midsummer Murders.
It is. It is Midsummer Murders.
So set the timer for 2 minutes.
Start.
Ooh, that tastes delicious. Girl's made a good showing of herself so far, I think.
Thank you.
Oh, you too.
Y'all gotta understand, we ain't got room to cuss a cat in this kitchen.
Yeah, you better be in here with somebody you get along with. I'm gonna need your help
Oh,
if I do it right.
sure.
I don't even know what utensil to use.
We don't have the right utensils. I would suggest just using a knife.
Just a regular old kitchen
Table knife.
table knife.
Yeah, if you don't have a spatula. It's like a cake decorating spatula.
Oh,
2 minutes is up, dude. How's it look?
it looks really nice. I think it needs more blending.
I'll give her a good
Personally,
scrape.
give everything a good scrape. I'm glad I scraped that. There's some
Butter?
zest stuck in there.
Yep. All right, we'll come back when we're ready to frost the cake. I'm with you. All right. So we're trying to determine if he's going to have enough frosting because it doesn't make a lot of frosting.
What do y'all think?
I don't think that's going to be enough to do the whole cake, but what if we just put frosting between the layers and on top
See what we get.
and see if we have any left after that?
All right. So I just need a regular knife. Well, actually, I need a spreader thing, but well, this is what I've got. It's nice and soft. It's creamy. Okay, this is our little wrap up of the Mixmaster mixer and baking a cake. And at the beginning of this, the question was, does this equipment and do the recipes stand the test of time? So, nothing wrong with the equipment. If you have a old vintage mixer like that, have it serviced, get it lubricated. Some of the older models may have some RF suppression capacitors in them that could be dangerous if they're not removed and replaced. But nothing wrong with the equipment. It's perfectly serviceable. It works just fine. Just know the limitations of it. You're not going to throw a dough hook in that and knead dough with it. The other thing is, it's a smaller, less powerful mixer. It's not very fast. My mother and my wife use a KitchenAid with the orbital beaters. Any type of mixer that's larger, more powerful, has the orbital beaters, will typically be a lot faster, and it's easier to deal with because the beaters are bigger. You can get your spatula in there and clean them off, so you spend less time scraping the bowls, scraping the beaters, trying to incorporate dry and wet ingredients together. But if you just like vintage things like I do, it's perfectly serviceable for most of the things that you would want to do. And I'd certainly keep that here with the cottage. I think it goes with the cottage. It needs to stay here. Mm-hmm. The recipe, nothing wrong with the recipes as long as the operator follows the recipe and reads correctly. In the second round of the cake bake, I actually typed out the recipe onto a separate piece of paper in a larger font and spaced it out so that it was easy for me to follow what was going on. So that was a big help as well. I learned a lot. There's more to doing this than just throwing things in the bowl and mixing them up. The icing is a good example. The icing was not quite as stiff as it should be. Having never done that, my lack of experience, I realize now I probably should have incorporated more of the confectioner's sugar until I reached a stiffness consistency that would have been better than what I wound up with. But I think it's going to be just fine. The original cake I did that I didn't get enough baking powder in, Becky made those into cake balls, and they're quite delicious. So nothing wrong there. I certainly expect the final product to be palatable, if not beautiful. So, you got anything to add, Becky?
No, I think that wraps it up. Just want to say Merry Christmas.
So we can file this series under comedy. Scott bakes a cake.
Probably under Scott and under cooking at the tiny house.
Cooking at the tiny house. Yeah.
All right, thanks guys. Give
Bye.
Scott a thumbs up and leave him a comment. He gets tickled about your comments.
Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, whatever you like. Bye.